Humber election scandal causes an uproar at the Humber Students Federation's annual meeting.
And winter isn't over just yet for Atlantic Canada. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's Wednesday, March 26th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Julia Grabowska. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Corey Weir. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Julia has our top story.
Students will be heading to the polls again. In a dramatic annual general meeting, the presidential election was overturned. Humber reporter Hugh Smith was there.
And all in favor, kindly raise your hand to approve Sean Manahan as president for the HSF.
There will be a re-election. At HSF's annual general meeting this morning, the results of the recent presidential election were on the agenda. The reaction to the election was split between those in favor of President-elect Sean Manahan and those in favor of current president and disqualified 2014 candidate Tim Brillante.
Okay. All opposed?
After a heated debate, the motion to approve the results of the election was brought to a vote.
89 in favor, 90 opposed.
And with that, the election of Sean Manahan as HSF president was overturned by the slimmest of margins, a single vote. After the meeting, Manahan was unhappy with the results.
That's $100,000 because one guy wasn't okay with the policy he signed off on. After, he signed off on it, he was okay with it, and then it didn't go his way, and now he's not okay with it.
Brillante, on the other hand, said the vote was a victory for democracy.
I'm so proud. I am so proud. I'm so overwhelmed. The result here today, I believe, stood for nothing more than democracy and fighting for student rights. And it just happened that I was in this situation.
As for what the future holds, Brillante was uncertain, but said he plans to run in the new election.
I mean, I would love to just finish out my time as president. If there's an opportunity to put my hat back in the race for a by-election, you can definitely count on it. And we got to see now. We got to see what the management within HSF decide on how to approach and what's the best way to address it.
After a very divided vote, a lot of questions remain unanswered, including when the new election will take place and how much it will cost the Humber student body. But for now, the student voice has been heard. Hugh Smith, Humber News.
Thanks, Hugh. In Toronto politics, the top 5 mayoral candidates will take part in their first televised debate tonight. Current Toronto Mayor Rob Ford says he is anxious to debate his opponents, hoping to show voters he has the city's best interests in mind despite recent controversies. Other candidates, including Olivia Chow, John Tory, Karen Stintz, and David Soknacki, the candidates will be debating taxes, transit, and ways to make the city more functional. The debate will air on City TV at 5 p.m.
Continuing with municipal politics, Rob Ford was not invited this year to the annual Garrisons Ball. Deputy Mayor Norm Kelly will be attending instead. Last year, Ford was asked to leave the event after he appeared intoxicated, incoherent, stumbling, and slurring. However, Program Committee Chair John Wright says Ford was not snubbed due to last year's actions, but rather due to protocol. The event usually has an official representative of the city attend, and since Ford was stripped of his powers, Kelly was invited.
Immediate approval of Porter Airlines' airport expansion plan has been turned down by City Council. City Hall was filled with heated discussion yesterday evening, where the expansion talks were in full swing. Mayor Rob Ford and Deputy Mayor Norm Kelly have said the plan should be moved forward now. Final vote was 8-4 against the mayor's motion. City Council is scheduled to debate the issue further next week.
A 59-year-old man has been sentenced to nearly 4 years in jail after pleading guilty to defrauding the LCBO of over $2.1 million. Francois Augustini, who works for the LCBO's diplomatic sales program, is also ordered to pay $1.4 million in restitution fees. Augustini took advantage of his position at the LCBO by forging receipts, making fake transactions, collecting extra cash from sales, and stealing alcohol for his friends. Augustini admitted in court that he has accepted responsibility and is ashamed of what he's done.
And the deadline for filing taxes will be approaching soon, and the Humber Students Federation could help. Humber News reporter Darren O'Malley has more.
It's tax season and the excitement can be felt from a mile away. Okay, that might be a bit of a stretch. But to help ease the stress of this time of year, Humber College is running a free tax clinic for students this week. Of course, even the thought of filing taxes can frighten many students away. So I talked to some professionals here at Humber to find out why it's so important.
Actually very important for students to do their taxes currently because of not only GST checks that they can possibly receive, but it's also because of RSP contributions. Nowadays, coming out of school and coming out of a specific semester, there might be situations where it's very difficult for students to afford certain things. So it's great for students to have that extra income and always have that chance of having something in their pocket.
There could also be repercussions if you don't file your taxes.
If the students don't file the taxes, most likely they will get audited by the CRA, or they might get penalties or interest charges on their taxes.
The event is run by student volunteers at the HSF office who will complete your tax form and file it for you at no cost. Darren O'Malley, Humber News.
Thanks, Darren. When we come back, we'll have more news from across the country and around the world. Teresa Strepsky will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Alyssa Capistrano.
Spring has sprung, but it definitely isn't here today. I've got your 5-day weather forecast after the break.